Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I have the results for you from the 60 Simulacrum project for science that I've been doing in the past couple of days. And yeah, it's kind of surprising outcome, but before you're gonna get shocked, quick spoiler, we made about 1,000 exalts in 3 days, which sounds ridiculous, but I will tell you why it is like that, what drops did I had, and we're just gonna go over the entire project, okay? So, we're gonna just go over everything that I found here. I finally was able to clean out all of my quad tabs. I was cleaning that like every single day. I was doing about, I think like 20 runs a day or so, 15, 16. There I had like one day where I had like 25 runs, another day like 15. But overall, I say like 3 days with like playing 10, 12 hours a day or something, you know, like, hey, streamer style. But we were quite fast on this part, right? Then we're gonna have like sales, like prophecies, incubators, like all of that things that we're gonna that we found over the course of the days. We price checked and put everything together, and as I said, roughly 1,000 exalts, right? So how do I get to this number? There's actually two things that I don't want to include in here. First of all, bulk sales, and second, the 3 voices that I've found. So you've probably seen it on G4L or on the YouTube page of mine, like the clips and stuff. I actually found 3 voices. This is currently going for about 400 exalts, I would say, 375 exalts. And this was on run number 7, I think. So the problem is, since I had like 100 exalts or so investments, or 150 back in the days, I already had big profit even if I wouldn't drop any other item in the next 60 runs, which is like kind of sad because this is a currency strategy farming, and I'm kind of always surprised when I'm just not price checking everything. Whatever I get, I just throw in the stash tab, and once I'm done, I'm calculated, and then I see how much, if I even made profit, right? So with this drop, we just like got currency for free, basically, paid off all the runs, paid off everything, and still made me like a 200 exalts profit on that part, right? But since I want to do this a little bit more realistic, right, I'm not going to include this one, right? This would be the 9,000 chaos over here. This is the 375 exalt with a 24 chaos, right? So we would be at 700 exalts profit. So how do I say 1,000? Obviously, all of the things that I'm saying here, all the price checks here are single prices. For example, for the Rusted Sulfite Scarab, I price checked 5 chaos a piece, right? Obviously, if I have 42, you can make like big bulk sales, and you're probably gonna get like 10, 11, 12 chaos per piece, and this will apply to every single scarab or fragments or breachstones or whatever you're gonna do here. All of these can be bulk, will be a lot more expensive because you can do bulk trades, especially when it comes to like Blighted maps and so on. So I would say easily an extra 300x. So what is the weird thing about the here, right? Because it sounds weird. I found 3 days to make 1,000 exalts profit. Why is that? Because, for obvious reasons, the downfall of the exalted ore price. Currently, we're talking about 24 chaos per exalted orb. In a normal league, we would have 150 chaos, okay? So that means if I say I made 1,000 exalts in 3 days, if the exalt price would be 50 chaos, I would only make 500 exalts profit, right? If the exalt price would be 150, right? That is like, what is it? 6 times? Kinda? 6 times? So 1,000 divided by 6, we would be at like 100, like 200x or something. Doesn't really matter at the end, because this is the reason why I made so much currency. And in another league where the X price is 150 or so, a normal price, then I would only have like 150 exalts profit, which means only is the wrong word, but it would be more realistic, because I've done this project in Delirium League as well, and I made about 170 exalts in 60 runs. This one would be around 150 to 200 exalts as well, without, basically, no, actually with the 3 voices here. So overall, we know that in this league, the currency is not really relevant whatsoever, right? You get like 30 or 40 chisels for 1 chaos, you get like 20 regals for 1 chaos. This was never happened before, right? So all the currency is more or less useless, and that's why we're not gonna make so much profit out of it. But we're gonna make shit tons of profit with our scarabs, because we're gonna support the delirium runners, as well as like the essences, fossil crafting, and so on. We're gonna support the delph runners, or at least the blighted map runners. So we're gonna make still a shitload of profit just don't forget about the fact that all the currency is kind of worthless. We see that on the Exalt exchange ratio of 1 to 24. So I did had other price information in the start, so I was paying 105 chaos for each simulacrum, so it was about 2 exalts. I cannot really take that into account, because if I say I pay 2 exalts per simulacrum, with today's exalt exchange ratio I would only pay like 48 chaos for one simulacrum, which is not true, right? So since all of these prices are from right now, like I calculated everything on stream, that was like 10 minutes ago, I cannot take the investment from like 5 days ago and then give you the results with the current exchange ratio, right? So I just had to take a simulacrum is like 80 chaos right now, the exalt exchange ratio, so it would be around 200 exalts to run those 60 simulacrums. That would be the investment, okay? So let's take a look. Currency is basically everything you see over here. We had 15 exalts, which is not only exalt drops, I think it was like maybe 8 or 9 exalt drops. And the rest was just from the exalted shards. All the trades that I made were just for chaos, okay? So no exalts. This is just pure rough exalted orbs that we found in the simulacrums with exalted plus the splinters on top of that. Then what else is here? 35 ancient orbs are quite nice because they're going for 11 chaos. This is how I calculated it. Obviously, with bulk sales, it's going to be more like 15, 16, 17, if not even 20 chaos a piece, because do you would rather, if you have the currency, buy 35 trades with one single orb, or would you say like, hey, I'd rather pay twice as much and I save my time of trading 35 times with like 11 chaos, right? This is realistic, okay? But other than that, nothing too special, like 1,000 silver coins, why the fuck I even picked it up. But hey, that's it. Roughly 4,000 chaos made just from the currency tab, that is not including this over here, right? Then, next one is catalysts, we have that over here. We have like, I don't know, like, how many catalysts was this in total? I think like 300, 500, probably like 2,000 catalysts picked up. And most obviously, the Fertile and the Prismatic are the most expensive, for like 2 chaos a piece, so that is quite a bunch of currency as well. Then we have Fragments, 3,000 chaos over here, which is basically everything here. We have like 1,500 Fragments, sacrifice pieces, and if you're wondering, would you ever sell those? Like, yes, I do. I already have a couple customers basically that said like, hey, when you're done with those runs, I would like to buy all of your Dusk, like Fragments. Why? Because people are juicing up their maps for farming sulfite and stuff like that. So people appreciate it if you would just throw them a bulk in. The only problem is they don't stack. So this would be like 15 full inventories just of trading fragments over here, right? Then a couple of normal fragments, Uber Series, a bunch of like timeless jewel stones, whatever, and shit tons of scarabs. And scarabs, I would actually like to know how many it was. Can we actually check that here? If I go here for Fragments tab, and we do a summary of all the fragments, they should start over here. So this is the amount of scarabs that I picked up. That was 1,143 scarabs over here, right? And that's kind of insane because scarabs are rising in price. People would like to maintain their sulfite strategy. They need the sulfite scarabs. They're going to pay shit tons for it, as well as all the T17 Tropical Island runners. They always need Metamorph Scarabs, Legion Scarabs, Harpy Scarabs, Elder Scarabs, Breach Scarabs, like all of those. Most of them here, like Bestiary, not bad either, because a lot of people buy those now to farm the Split Beasts and stuff like that. Reliquary, probably not that. Tormented Spirits, not really, but I would say half of the Scarabs are useless, half of them will actually bring quite some currency, especially when you start selling those in bulk. Then we go over to the next one, which is Prophecies. This is like kind of useless, right? This is what my loot filter showed me. There's a bunch of like twice enchanted that probably will sell for the lab runners, right? But the rest, Pharaoh Lord 5, Unbreathing Queen 5, Deadly Rivalry 5, like whatever, you know, like if I'm done with this video, you know, I just vendor that. I'm not even like, do I gonna make 1 chaos traits or 2 chaos traits, which is like 2 exalts nowadays, right? But no, I won't. But still, it dropped, we picked it up, we have to price check it, so that's the reason why we have Prophecies worth 231. And I want to mention, I actually had a Faded Connections drop for 300 chaos. Then, oils, I actually combined those because I'm not gonna sell clear oils or sepia oils or verdant oils. I just upgraded all of those until Crimson Oil, And we only calculated crimson, black, opalescent, silver, and golden oil over here, which is like 91 chaos, which is still like 4 exalts or so. Stacked decks, which is like half a chaos on like over 651. That's like 300 chaos over here. Divination cards, I turned those in if I had full stacks, and this is basically the remaining ones, and these are currently like 250 chaos, so there might actually be some divination cards that are worth quite some currency over here, right? Good. Then essences, did calculate all, but I did upgrade all until the end here, right? So what is really sellable is basically this row and that row, where I would say since I upgraded the second row, it's not really worth picking up, so I would rather just sell those, maybe like with a 2 or 3 chaos more price, just because I have a small bulk, so you can definitely get like 1 or 2 chaos per piece extra on that. Then fossils is a big bunch of currency, just because we have hundreds of fossils. We are actually having thousands of fossils and some prime chaotic resonators that are currently going for 1.3 exalts or 35 chaos, which is still kind of weird with when you talk about these exalt prices, but hey, whatever. And obviously, a jacked fossil is 1 chaos, right? And this is how I priced it. Obviously, when I have 177 in stock, I can definitely get probably like 2 or 3 chaos a piece, which would like triple my income when it comes to that, as well as dense fossils for all the energy shield crafters, or aberrant for chaos.multi and whatnot, pristine for life modifiers, and. So it's going to be a lot more than a 1200 chaos. Maps, this time around, you always, you know, I'm usually always having like T1 maps, Tier 2, until Tier whatever, right? But I removed all of those from my loot filter. The only thing that I actually want to pick up is Tier 14 plus, and this is Awakener 8. All the other maps, who cares about those, right? And we have a bunch of like unique maps that will probably never sell unless it's like a Coward's Trial or a Putrid Cloister. I can definitely see those selling, maybe even the Poor Joys. But the rest, who is ever going to buy like Acton's Nightmare or some shit, you know? But hey, we found it, we price checked it, it's probably half a chaos a piece, whatever. We're currently on 1,135 chaos, which sounds a lot, but don't forget, maps also include the Blighted maps, and these are where the money is, right? Sometimes even on the tier, like, sometimes you actually pay like 12, 13 chaos for like a tier 15 map or so, and we have like shit tons of high tier maps, which is somewhere about 7 to 13 chaos a piece, and if I would calculate all of those together, and I try to bulk sell those, right? I easily can get like 1.5 times the actual value, just because I can deliver like 60 or 50 Blighted maps at once, and the Blighted map runner doesn't want to spend 50 extra trades just to get 1x1 map overall, right? Breachstone Plus is basically where we have that one. These ones over here, charged and the enriched ones. So the enriched usually go for 6 chaos, the charged for 2 chaos, while the normal breachstone is like 1 chaos. The only exceptions is like Ul Natal because of the shield, and Chalupers because they give way more experience, as well as these breachstones here. You know, they go like 1 chaos a piece, even in bulk, you know, so that's no chance of making profit here. But the Chayulars are actually quite expensive with 35 chaos, and they're actually way more expensive than the enriched version or the charged version, just because these are the ones that you can still turn into pure stone if you're farming safe houses, right? The enriched version is basically just like a failed attempt to try to make a pure stone, and that's why they are so cheap, basically. So if you want to level up a character quite fast, you can definitely buy a bunch of one of those two, and you will get some nice experience. Then incubators, 646 chaos sounds a lot. Well, I do have a quad type of incubators. Obviously, most of them are trash, but still, the scarab ones are nice, the time lost incubators are nice, the 6-link items are nice. There's a bunch of incubators over here that are worth something, and I would always recommend, just if you have some, just throw them on your gear. And this is what I did as well while doing those runs. If I dropped incubators, I equipped them, and like, yeah, proc them, whatever, you know, but I could still, like, no chance of running all of those. You know, in one Simulacrum, you get like 30 or so, and you proc maybe like 10 or 15, so you will sustain them as well. Then valuable gems for sale. I do have to count those in, because there is some really valuable gems that I found that I'm just waiting for sales, which is a 21-23 Stone Golem, currently going for like 145, 159 chaos. Then I had a second wind 21-23 that is also going for a couple exalts. So these gems exist, right? They haven't sold yet, but I just don't want to like say like or pretend that I never found them, because they exist, they are worth something, they just haven't sold yet, right? So that's what I put in. all the other things, the other traits, the countless of quad tabs of loot that I have over here with talismans and enchants and whatnot is like quad tabs after quad tabs that I still have for sale. None of them is counted in, so every time I sell one of those things, it's even going to be more profit after all. And then traits, this is the most obvious here. Where do I have it? Others? No, where's my traits here? Fragments, sales, here. So, my 3 voices passive is basically 375 exalts. Then I had a faded connection for like 6.5 exalts or something, I don't know. Some helm enchantments, a split personality. I found 4 of those with strength. They're going for like 70 chaos roundabout just because of the replica Alberon's Warpath. And in power level 4, then we had 2 voices with 7 passives and a pure Chayular stone overall, which is about, actually is about 1,200 chaos. This is not calculated into the currency tab or in this one over here, just because the trades already happened and the currency is already in my currency tab, so that is somewhere over here, right? So that's why I cannot count in trades, and obviously I'm not gonna count in my 3 voices as well. You cannot expect this to drop. You can definitely expect a 7 passive voices to drop. Overall, I had 3 voices drops in 60 runs, which is kind of poor. But hey, you just need to drop 1 good voices and you're gonna make shit tons of profit, right? Overall, I made 12,622 chaos without bulk predictions, and this is about 525 exalts with about 200 exalts investment. So we have a flat 325 exalts profit. That would be round about, what do you say, 261 chaos per hour, which sounds extremely low, right? But hey, with the current exalt exchange ratio, we're still gonna maintain about 11 exalts when I calculate 30 hours of gameplay, which makes sense for me because a Simulacrum takes about 24 minutes, 25 minutes, and I counted an extra 5 minutes for sorting and trading, basically. So I said like 30 minutes per Simulacrum seems for me okay, and this times 60, which makes about 30 hours of playtime, and then we would get basically 11 exalts per hour profit, which is kinda insane despite the fact that exalt is not worth anything. But this is just why 261 chaos sounds that bad, but actually it is quite good. Good, is there anything else that I have to say here? Probably not. As I said, I calculated all, it was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, the death. How often did I die on this character? I didn't, okay? This is my Ascendant Transcendent character, and we started on level 97.5. Now we're level 99 with like 34%. So I would say a Simulacrum at the moment on level 99 gives you around 2% experience maybe. So it's still a nice experience gain. But if you want to level to 100, there's definitely faster ways to do so, because on the 20 waves, there is only the last 3 waves giving you actually some noticeable experience. The first 17 waves are just, yeah, whatever in terms of experience, right? Because the monster will get stronger after every single wave, means they also give more experience. But yeah, we are close to level 100, or at least like a good half level is still missing, so I'm probably just going to, with the profit that I made here, I'm probably just gonna buy a bunch of Breachstones, the pure Chalupers, make a couple of rotations or so on stream or so, and get this character to level 100, and then I would say I'm completely done with the Aura Stacker, with the Transcendence, and then we're gonna go on to another journey, another farming project, I would say. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. I hope this video was interesting for you, and you maybe gonna find yourself farming some Simulacrums. I have done this quite often in the past, and not always as a project, but I don't see a reason why you would ever lose currency running Simulacrums, okay? Good, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.